Okay, so we are live. Hey, I'm Althea Grace, Soul Whisperer, and I know it'll probably take a moment before, people get the little notification and then decide, they can come in at this time. So I don't want to introduce you quite in this moment, Lady Virgo. I'm going to wait a moment on that. I just want to welcome those who come into the audience today. We decided, I'll introduce you in a minute. We decided to bring a message to the collective today in the energy of the Libra full moon, and see what Spirit wants to say through us to bring to you. And after we bring that message, our goal is to pull a card for each of the signs to bring a message, a special message to each one of these signs. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I'll introduce myself. I'm Althea Grace. I usually just say I'm your soul whisperer. And today my guest is Lady Virgo. She has a channel called Divination. I want to encourage each of you as you come in to go over to her channel. I will link her channel in the description after the live. Or if you send it to me, I don't know, I should have probably done this in advance, how to send it, put it so I can put it in the chat. Is there somewhere there you see where you can send me a message, Lady Virgo?
Let me see, sister.
Or else you can just telegram it to me and then I'll paste your channel in. That's what I'll do. Okay. So that I can encourage people to go over and subscribe to her channel. I love her readings. She's a wonderful energy, wonderful being. And I feel like we're kindred. So I invited her to join me today and let us give messages in a sort of similar, kind of vein for people right now, because right now it's a little difficult for a lot of people because we're in some strange times. We're in some deep, deep, deep times of change, as I'm fond of saying. And we need a little extra, kiss on the forehead, if you will, from divine love. And because I think, without going into any of that, I'm just going to say that not only are we in some crazy times, but I think things are going to rev up pretty soon in ways that we did not anticipate. And so, it's good to do everything that we can to nurture ourselves, to love on ourselves, to feed ourselves, to bring ourselves back to base, to remembering who we are, the truth of who we are, and what we can do to remember that. Because the sort of nonsense around us at this time, and that is going to be revved up in a short while, may be very confusing. So today our intent was to come and bring a message for the collective from Spirit to bless us all. Welcome, Always Pink Infinity. We're happy you're here. Welcome, Lotus. Happy you're here. And so that's our intention. So now I would love to take a moment now to introduce my friend, Lady Virgo. We come from the same state in the U.S., and so that's extra special to me. So as I said, Lady Virgo has a channel called Divination. I'm going to paste her link in the chat. So I hope you will go over and subscribe to her channel. She's a beautiful reader. Okay, so Lady Virgo, welcome to this moment. Would you like to say anything, to tell us anything extra? Because about yourself before we get into the message.
I've always just kind of been that, what they called the black sheep is now turning out to be the light workers of the families, or the ones that just think a little bit differently. And I was immediately drawn to you as well when I found you through MeWe. And I'm very thankful to be here as your guest today. And you just touched it all very spot on. Things are very intense. We're going through a lot of shifts and changes. And I'm always one to encourage others, to uplift them, to find that divinity within them so that they can bring forth peace within themselves throughout all of these shifts and changes that many of us are going through. And I really feel it's about being in the heart space. And sometimes in this world, those of the world don't necessarily honor and cherish when you come from that heart space. And I'm always the one going, be that trendsetter, be the one putting your light out on a lamppost, and just love yourself first, because we weren't taught that, right?
Right.
So thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
Isn't it interesting that you have to be, say that it's a trend, or you have to set, spread the light? That's something that should be natural. That's something we all ought to be about, but it's something odd that you have to do it and make it be. This world is so inverted. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that.
Yes,
Hi,
it is.
Jeanette. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. And so, again, I'll just say again, our intention for today is to bring a message for those who hear this, who are here, but for those who will hear this later, a message that we are asking divine love, spirit to speak through us and give a message most beneficial for you at this time. And after that, we intend to bring a message to each of the signs. I forgot to tell you to put Ophiuchus in the bowl, the 13th sign.
Yep.
So, yeah, because I usually do messages for them as well. So, okay. So with that being said, thank you once again for joining us. And we're going to turn our attention now to the message from Spirit. In this moment, we ask in all humility for the spirit of divine love to speak through us clearly on behalf of the ones who will hear this message, that we may be as a light in the dark times of darkness, that we may bring some hope and inspiration, some encouragement, some love, some peace, some joy, some beauty to what may be otherwise a time of confusion, darkness, mistrust, sadness, confusion. We give thanks in advance for the spirit of love will bless us all, and we move forward with this intention and giving thanks and thanks and thanks. And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay. Okay, so let's see what message. I'm going to be using the Universal Weight Tarot, and I'm just going to pull 3 cards from this deck asking for a message. Welcome, Lillian Madison. Very nice to see you today. A message, please, for the gathered, for the collective, for those who need a little extra light, a little extra love, a little extra joy in this time. Please give us the message most in need of being expressed. What is it? Most in need of being expressed. I always remind myself that Despite appearances, I always affirm that everything is in divine order. This is not a world of chaos, although there are some who might want to whip us up into that chaos and frenzy. I maintain and understand that divine order prevails. So just felt to say that. Okay. The 10 of Cups. That's nice. Wow. Major Arcana card, the Emperor. I remind you, for me, the Major Arcana cards are what I call your high holy help. Those are divine universal emissaries, energies, aspects of the divine weighing in particular ways with a strong aspect into the message. The Queen of Pentacles.
Nice.
So in the vein of thinking about inspiration, in the vein of thinking about a message that can encourage, a message that can be a blessing to you at this time, that's the way that I call down the energy. And so the 10 of Cups, the Emperor, the only major arcana, and the Queen of Pentacles. And what I'm drawn to say or emphasize is remembering what the message that I brought in at the beginning of the year when I took an overall look at the year. It was about calling back your power. It was about the idea of remembering that you are sovereign in your being, that you are the master of your life to the degree that you name it, claim it, affirm it, and confirm it, and know that. And that's the energy that's present at this moment. It's about finding your happiness in an understanding of who you are despite the things going on in the world. With the Queen of Pentacles, I see that as being, because for me, kings and queens are master of their energies. So she's representing all things earthly. You know, you, the being, yourself, your body, your health. She represents your money and resources. She represents connectedness to the earth, to life around us, because as you look at her, she does have that giant coin in her hand. That's a symbol of her wealth and her plenty. But she is seated in nature. She is one with her surroundings, with the earth. So she is obtaining her balance, I feel, out of a sense or a place of remembering that connection or being in connection with where we are, and not being in connection with the things that are illusory, with the things that have us forgetting what matters. And that even though you may affirm your sovereignty, your power, your knowing that you are the authority in your life, you won't, you know, for me, this card also represents others trying to assert authority over you. But the way in of your happiness and your joy, this is complete and utter happiness, the 10 of Cups. It means you have everything to bring emotional security and fulfillment. And this is material security and fulfillment. And it only comes out of a space of you knowing who you are, knowing your own power, knowing your own worthiness, knowing your own, you know, you're made in the image and likeness of divine love, I like to say, and therefore you are royalty. You are, you know, you are so much more than this world and this experience would have you perhaps understanding and naming. So as I see this message, it's saying to me that your security, emotional security, earthly security, comes in you affirming, claiming, naming, and knowing your divine heritage, that you are your own authority, that your wealth and your riches lie in your embracing and understanding in a time in which you are being encouraged to surrender that authority to others who would tell you that they know what's best for you. The Emperor in all his glory today, an Aries card, and I believe Lady Virgo told me that the moon is in Aries today. And so this is the perfect representation because it represents that I am, and I know who I am, energy. So that's my brief message. I'm going to turn it over to Lady Virgo so that she can bring her message to you on the backs of this one.
I was shuffling the same time as you and as you're going, and I'm like, oh my God. So yes, the importance of the self right now is because we have the sun and Chiron, the healer, the wounded healer, and also Venus, all at 8 degrees, shining its energy over onto this Libra full moon. That's what's taken place. So yes, Libra energy is all about relationships, but the Aries is the self, and I feel it's a balance and a harmonious energy that we need to feel within ourselves so that we can have more gifting relationships, more balance in our relationships. Like you said, a very strong earthly energy there with your cups card too, with emotions and emotional fulfillment. And the card that I drew from the Black Moon Oracle is trust. And I know there's a little bit of a glare because they're very shiny, so I'm hoping you can see it okay. But you see this woman inside of an egg, and she's nude. So there's a vulnerability that takes place when we start healing and doing our shadow work, trusting the process so that we can transform and kind of blossom out of the egg. And the biggest thing is trusting yourself in the process of your healing, of the transformation that we're all collectively going through at this time. And it really did start off at the end of December when we had the planet of Saturn and the planet of Jupiter conjoining in the sky. And so it's really pushing us to do our self-healing, our work within ourselves, and not being scared to step forward in our integrity, into our authenticity, releasing the layers of whether we took on programs from others or whatever, but really trusting first and foremost your intuition to guide you on the process as we're going through all of these changes right now. So that's what I have to go along with that collective message, Althea.
I love that. I love that trust because it really is, it's hard to embrace who you are because most of us learn to distrust ourselves. We distrust our information. We distrust our inner knowing. I remember when I was growing up, I remember, being told I didn't think what I said I thought, or I didn't know what I said I knew. It wasn't intended to be malicious. It was just like, don't be foolish, child. You don't know what you're talking about. So we learned to not trust early on, and especially that which is within us. We're learned to trust from the outside, So I think that's a really important energy that sort of backs up this need to embrace the, divine sovereign being that you are, your own personal power, your own divine power. You are supposed to walk in it here on earth. You're supposed to embody it. You're supposed to be it. So you can't. And we learn to go outside of that inner authority and think that things outside of us will bring us the happiness, will bring us the richness or wealth that we want, but they won't. We get those things naturally and easily because it's part of who we are. It's part of our inheritance. But we think we know better. It's little naughty humans, you can say we know better. And so we're chasing after the money, and we're chasing after the mate, or whatever it is that will bring us emotional fulfillment. And again, it's learning to trust those things out of you that takes you out of your own inner power, your own sovereignty.
For sure.
So that's just a brief. Did you have another card that you pulled?
No, I don't. I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, because trusting, you know, we're in conflict between I never demonize the ego. It has its place. We wouldn't even be here if we didn't have the intellect or the ego. You know, it's doing its job, but I find myself in conflict between my heart and my intellect quite often. And I'm learning to master that myself, right? I'm not a master at anything, but I'm trusting that I'm here going through the things that I'm going through, again, with the collective being the collective energy of trusting that there's a divine purpose for everything that we are going through. And, you know, when you have so many people on the earth plane with different personalities, it can be whatever. But if we trust and we get into the heart space, there's more common ground between us than there is differences.
Oh, yeah. Because, you know, not to get off of, you know, out of this, but just to affirm that one of the greatest strategies that have been, besides having us living in this a cesspool of fear, you know, that we live in on the earth now, which is being ramped up at incredible rates, you know, and pushing us to, you know, yield this sovereignty. You know, the fear is prevailing, and we forget, and we lose ourselves in it. So it's easy to be confused. It's easy to be out of your mind, so to speak, because you can be out of your heart, and your heart is your guide. Okay, so that's the brief message for the collective. And what we intended to do was now pull a message for each of the signs, just a brief for April, the energy of April for each of the signs, but it will just be one.
All right, we have Aquarius first, my dear.
Oh, get it, Aquarius. You know, because we're moving in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius has been speaking loud and clear for a few months now, saying, you know, stagnancy be damned. We are moving forward in innovative, creative ways.
I just want to remind you,
if you just joined us, Hata Nashoba, hello, welcome. Nice that you are here. We're very glad to see you.
This energy will be most significant for Sun, Moon, Venus, rising, or if you have 3 or more planets, what they call a stellium in Aquarius. And I would like to remind your listeners that we have all 4 elements within us, and we have all signs and houses. So this may be more significant for, like I said, the Sun, Moon, rising, Venus, or a stellium, but all messages can resonate for everybody because we're made up of all 4 elements. So
we're made of all 4 elements. We got all 12 signs.
You got you.
Yeah, there you go. But of course, some of us resonate more strongly with certain aspects of our being. So it's good. Yeah, she pointed out Sun, Moon, rising, Venus, or if you have a stellium in the sign. I think a stellium, isn't that 3 or more planets?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
I have a stellium in, is it in the planet or is it in the sign?
I have Libra stellium. So
I have Taurus.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Aquarius. Meanwhile, if you guys have questions, you can also feel free and, you know, put them in the chat. Okay, I'll go with this one, and the next time you can go first. Aquarius. Wow. Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Here comes the sun. And I say, oh, I love that card. You know that? Well, if anybody's been watching this channel for a while, you know this is my absolute favorite card in the tarot. So Aquarius, the energy of the sun is with you in the month of April. And it's all about, you know, the lighter side of life. It's all about finding the joy. It's all about happiness, lightness. It's all about rising in your awareness and your knowledge, being illuminated. So if things maybe have been a little dark for you, if you have not, known how to manage your energy, you're getting a little extra sun power, you might say, from the energy of the sun in the month of Aquarius, in the month of April. And this also represents not only happiness and enlightenment or illumination, but it represents that simplicity, that just letting it go, problems be damned, troubles, worries, anxiety, stress, outside voices, people's opinions, none your business, all of that gone with the light of the moon, of the sun, of the energy of Leo energy shining brightly through for the Aquarians, just emphasizing to me the importance of the message of Aquarius about seeing outside the box, expanding beyond the ordinary, seeing bigger and larger, and lighting the path for others to break out of this prison. The sun is shining, the sun leads the way. This light is shining over you, Aquarius, in the month of April.
Beautiful. Beautiful. With that, Aquarius got growth. And to me, this is all about, your planet of Uranus is in a fixed earth sign of Taurus, Aquarius. And that may not be too comfortable for y'all, but grounding, and that's perfect with this growth. Just stepping into your authenticity. A lot of times Aquarius people are so very kind, it's known as the water bear. And they're very kind to other people. But what happens is they sometimes have negative talk with themselves. And if you can just flip the script within you, allow your unique expression. I know my daughter's an Aquarius, and I totally can see this in the Aquarian energy now that I'm familiar with it. You guys are so in tune with the collective and so kind and such a water bear, meaning you share information, you share kindness to others. But when it comes to your own self-talk, sometimes you need to step it up and allow for that growth. And so I find that's beautiful with the Sun card, Althea, because that's one thing with the Aquarian energy is to no longer be concerned of your uniqueness as an Aquarius, really being that one. And it's about innovation, and it's a lot of changes right now, and it's about embodying it. So this growth card is just beautiful with that message.
It just reminds me of the imperative to push forward. Growth energy is all about moving, moving ahead, moving forward. It's very Aquarian in that regard to me. So I think that's nice. A little extra light and a little bit of a push maybe for the Aquarian beings.
I love that too.
All right. Who do you have now?
Let's see who we have next. We have our Capricorns.
Okay, you go ahead and pull a card and I'll do after you.
So again, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you have 3 or more planets, again, you don't have to know astrology. I mean, most people know their sun sign at least. So, and we have all of these within us. So let's see what the overall energy is for Capricorn. You still have the planet of Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn and will be for quite some time still. So there's a lot of revealing and renewing, kind of digging into the depths, whether it be emotional things in our deep psyche that need to be healed. And Capricorns are all about the money and all about the world and what you're doing to bring home the bank. Not saying all Capricorns, but it's very ideal of them. And so what I'm feeling coming up already for Capricorns is a whole new rebirth of your self-worth, like valuing yourself, valuing your emotions. And Pluto's a planet of transformation. So, it's also a collective planet as well. And we're all seeing that in the structures of Capricorn too. And we got to think that all these outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, all moved through the sign of Capricorn, joining up together. So that's a huge collective change and shift. And so we're all kind of seeing that. And all planets are direct right now too. So that's interesting. I don't believe we have anything going retrograde. Don't mark my word, I think until April. So coming up soon because we're already at the end of March. So
we'll see. This is for April.
For Capricorn. The blue moon, unexpected. So, wow. To me, and I don't know how well my camera's picking up on the colors of this, but there's a lot of blues in this. I'm feeling like the Capricorns have kind of internalized a lot with this Pluto energy being in their home signs, right? Because Pluto's the dark, deep depths, you know. I'm feeling like it's a call that be open to the shifts and the changes that we're all kind of going through. But for Capricorn is about finding your voice. And there's also green within that too. So the green energy is about the heart. And sometimes Capricorns are so, not saying this isn't a bad thing, but so worldly and action oriented that they don't really stop and check in with themselves, Althea. And I feel like this is a great time and a great call for that, to maybe some of the Capricorns need to, well, we talked about this a bit earlier about being a leader. It is a cardinal energy. So a leader, maybe self-employed, doing something that you truly love and really being open to that. You know, Capricorns are pretty well about shifts and changes and the unexpected, but they're not always comfortable with tapping into the energy of their heart and their emotions. So really be open. You know, we're in the energy now, but throughout April, be open, Capricorns. Invest in yourself.
And it says the unexpected. So Capricorn may not be in the earth sign way of being, you know, in earth signs in general, to change it up like unexpectedly, but you're all put on notice, Capricorn. Okay, let's see. What do we have for Capricorn spirit for the month of April? What's the message that you have? Ooh, okay. Whoa. And maybe the unexpected will be a product of, in the month of April, you going into your inner chambers, Capricorn. This is the high priestess. Yes, she is the standing between the worlds of the known and the unknown, of the mysteries and the evident. And it's all about getting deeper knowledge, going below the surface of, you know, typical earthly concerns and earthly awareness by tapping in a little bit deeper into your spirit in the month of April. And, you know, from this, I can just sense that the unexpected comes out of the out of that process of turning within, of going a little bit deeper, of listening for the messages that maybe ordinarily you don't hear because, you know, earthly concerns prevail is the impetus here. Not necessarily that you don't go into spirit, but this one, you're encouraged to do more of that. Listen a little bit deeper in the month of April. Listen because your spirit is wanting to bless you. Like I remind you and call you back to the collective message, which says it's about reclaiming, using the energy to reclaim your, you know, your divinity in that regard, your sovereignty, your power, and knowing who you are. And really the only way you can get closer to that is to go within. So the high priestess for Capricorn in the month of April represents this power of hearing the secrets, even not only the secrets of the mysteries of life, but even your own secrets, maybe even things that you've relegated to somewhere else because you're afraid to face that power and who you are. And so we all have to go down, dive deep and surface, and we might meet the unexpected when we do it. So that's the message I have for Capricorn in the month of April.
That goes perfect with that white light in the center of that too, Althea. Just saying. That's cool.
Okay, next sign.
How's my camera pick up on those? All right.
As far as I can tell, you guys, can you let us know if you can see the cards well, for Lady Virgo, she's concerned about the glare on her cards. Libra.
We are in
Whoa,
Libra.
Libra is the next energy.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we got air and earth so far. Coming up to Libra. Love those Libras.
Full moon.
Yeah, and this is the Libra full moon. That's right. I know I said Aries earlier. I meant to say Chiron, but you know, such as it is.
I knew what you meant.
Okay. Okay, so looking for an energy for the Libran people. What is the month of April speaking to the Libran spirit? What is it that Libra needs to know or ought to know or should know or wants to know or will know? Because it's all about what's possible and not what may be anything you think might hold you back. Come on, Libra. What is it that you need to know? Okay. Ooh, Libra, is this your card? I mean, I really don't. Sometimes I remember the associations for the court cards. Sometimes I don't. We have the King of Swords. This may be a Libra card. No, the Queen of Swords may be Libra. But nevertheless, queens and kings to me are masters of their energy. That means that they're at the highest levels of what it is, in this case, to be in the intellect, to be able to understand ideas, to have insights, to be able to sort things out reasonably and rationally, you know, not acting out of emotion. And, you know, the danger is always being too much in your head. And since Libra's an air sign, you know, let the buyer beware on that. But this energy suggests a person who sees, you know, sharply, clearly the letter of the law, who understands and who can communicate without sentimentality, without any kind of, you know, emotional pull. And you notice on his card here, this beautiful being is an owl representing the wisdom of the energy for Libra. So Libra, in the month of April, I would say that you're being called to rise even a little bit higher, because I think you're the Queen of Swords, to rise into full kingship, if you will, even though this doesn't really apply to gender to me, but rise in your highest essence, to speak only the truth, which you always do, or as I know you anyway, and to speak with the eye of wisdom, always informing every communication that you have, always wanting to get to the bottom of things with insight and clarity and truth. And wow, I don't know what you can say about this being, because he's so radiant and so beautiful. You know, so it's like coming from the highest essence that you can in the month of April, which isn't a, you know, isn't a high step for you to climb, Libra, but it's just reminding you when other things may be pulling on you during this time, to let your, you know, mind be clear, to speak from truth with that intent, to speak with wisdom and truth, the insights that you have on your observations, whatever they may be, and to come from that level of mastery, of perfection, even though we're not perfect. Okay, so that's the message for Libra for the month of April. And what do you have, Lady Virgo?
Spirit blows me away. You got the card Focus, Libra. Focus. And this is going perfectly what she just shared. That's why I love this. Because sometimes Libras are so in service to others. They want balance, they want harmony, they want equality, that they lose themselves.
Yes.
And they get enmeshed in others, even whether it's somebody else, a relationship, or the collective even. I feel it's a call to focus on yourself, because this sun energy with Chiron and Venus is illuminating your energy right now. We're in it till the, you know, that we're in this for a couple more weeks into April when we experience the new moon Aries. So I think it's a focus of reeling back in your energy and really allowing that focus to go, what do I need? What is best for me to feel the balance, to feel the clarity? And the Focus card just goes perfectly with what you just shared on that. and allowing it, like in Althea's card, to bring forth a wisdom and this butterfly on the third eye, right? Just a
Yes, I was just
blossoming.
looking at that.
Yes, like, oh my God, the camera don't do it justice neither. The colors on these cards are phenomenal. So really allowing this energy to encourage you for that clarity and that focus. And I really, if you don't have a problem with getting lost in yourselves, but I know I have a stellium in Libra and I'm always concerned too. I've had to focus on myself. It's not always easy for a Libra to do that, but I feel like you can really soar if you take this and go with it.
Well, Libras can learn from us Arians, because
Yes.
there are opposites. So, we each teach each other a lesson that we need to know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's beautiful. God, that card is beautiful.
Very.
George, hey, welcome. I haven't seen you for a long time. Welcome, George. Nice to see you. Hot Ta says, I can see it. Okay.
Good job. Thank you. I told the chat person, thank you for replying to that about seeing it. I can't see the chat on my end, but
you can't see it. Oh
no, but that's okay.
Okay, so when I do this, you can see them. Can you see that?
Oh, I can. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I wasn't doing that right now just because of the cards. Virgo, what's with the earth signs and the air signs?
We're getting them.
Okay, Lady Virgo. Well, you're up this time, so
all right.
pull on behalf of your people.
At the same time as this full moon today that we're all in the energy of and will continue to feel, I have to say that the Goddess Vesta is in the sign of Virgo right now. That's about home and hearth. It's about the sacred flame within you. And so just wanted to share that along with whatever this message is for our Virgos, for the current energy going forward into the month of April.
Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or if you have a stellium in Virgo. This one's for you.
Virgo, overall energy to work with.
I don't have anything in Virgo that I know of.
It's the Virgo energy. Sovereignty.
Really?
The Queen of the Moon.
Ooh, beautiful.
This is about embodying it. And Virgos tend to be, when in harmony, they can be very in tune with their bodies. And this is a call to me because it's all about, health, your everyday actions as a Virgo, your practicality, your tidiness and planning. And sometimes I know this because I'm a Sun Virgo, right? That sometimes I just need to step back and surrender and remember my sovereignty and to flow with it. Just like today's sharing going, you know what? I could have got all up in our head because Mercury rules Virgo and over planning and over analyzing, instead just stepping into my sovereignty, allowing your divine guidance that all of you Virgo energy have within you. We all do, really, but really embodying that. And I feel like because it is a sign of service, right? Maybe starting a YouTube channel, a spiritual YouTube channel for Virgos, because I really feel this sovereignty card is a reminder. And I don't think a lot of Virgos need a reminder of this, but we'll just say this, to really stoke that flame within you and be in service to yourself and then take that out for others. Let's see what you got with that, Althea.
Yeah, I'm just looking at sovereignty because it underscores the collective message I had about calling back your divine power, standing in your truth and sovereignty. That's a message for all of us. Even though this one may be specifically geared towards the Virgo, and it just shows you that this may be your area that you need to work on, Virgo people. Again, like Capricorn, the concerns of earthly, and we need that. I'm not poo-pooing it or anything. We need to be clear about where we are, and we're acting out that aspect of our spiritual being, here on earth. And so we need the wisdom, the practicality, the good sense of the earth energies. And like I said, I got a stellium in Taurus. So, it's, you know, oh man. So let's see what we have for Virgos. What do we have for the Virgo people for the month of April? The month of April. One card for Virgo, please. Oh. Virgo. Ooh. So Virgo with the 9 of Wands, maybe that sovereignty is, you know, helping you find a way to take the burdens that you are ostensibly carrying. Yeah, ostensibly carrying. You don't have to wrestle and you don't have to fight and you don't have to, you know, just keep going. You remember that commercial? If you're from the US, you might remember that commercial with the Energizer Bunny keeps going and going and going and going. And this is kind of the person who comes to almost the end of the road, and he's been going and going and fighting the good fight. He's a warrior, and he has been giving it everything he's got, and he's not giving up. And in this last moment before the completion, before the final victory, before whatever, he's stopping in this moment and checking in, you know. So in the month of April, Virgo, I want to remind you that you don't have to do everything. I want to remind you that you need to stop, and that part of really stepping into your sovereignty, as Lady Virgo said, will be for you to take a moment, because Virgos are always in service, like Libras. They're always about giving service, making sure things are done right, the attention to detail, the eye on what benefits the community or the collective. And so I would say that there's a danger of you, you know, getting beat up if you don't find a way to slow down in the month of April. Find that still moment, like I like to think of this guy doing, standing here, even though he's going to finish. He stopped for a moment and he's sort of reflecting or even meditating on the energy of his shield here. And find that moment to recenter, I would say several times throughout the month, not just in a grand moment, but that this be the energy in which you remember when you find yourself on the go, 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 that you don't have to do everything. And that there is a moment for you to stop and reassess before you give the final push for whatever that push is for, whether it's, you know, working on a project, whether it's taking care of a family, whether it's, you know, plowing ahead in your business, whether it's pushing yourself to grow, whatever it is, don't do it to the detriment of your own being, Virgo. In the month of April, you're being told to pause. You know, you can always pick up the other ones and keep going. But in this time and space, pause and rest and give to yourself in this time, and not just maybe as you are wanting to do for others or make sure things get done. So that's how I'm seeing this energy in the 9 of Wands.
Felt like it
will, I
for
believe,
me.
help you regain your own sense of sovereignty. Okay. Okay, I hope that message blesses you, Virgo.
I felt like it was for me.
Oh, okay.
We have water, Scorpio.
Scorpio. Ooh, all right. Scorpio. 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 Excuse me, Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio spirit? A message for Scorpio for the month of April. What is the thing they most need to know? Okay. The Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins. So this is all about slow and steady wins the race, Scorpio. So if there's that, you know, drive, because, you know, Scorpio is, for me, nothing if not emotional, nothing if not deeply, deeply feeling. I mean, going into the depths, the ocean is Scorpio for me. So it's about remembering in the month of April, when you may feel that impetus to, transform things, to make, to get to the bottom of things, as I said, to pull things up and expose them for what they are, because you don't want the BS. Remember that, again, kind of like Virgo, slow and steady wins the race. You need those moments of pause. You need to check in with yourself and see where you're, that you are in alignment with your plan to do just that, that you are moving not with the quickness, but just, the warrior is fighting the good fight, but he's fighting with a different kind of strategy than the fire signs or the air signs. They're going to push ahead. He's all about, I got a plan. There's a method to my madness, you might say. And it doesn't, you might even trip somebody up, Scorpio, with a slow move, like my friend, Naima used to say when I was in grad school, slow movements, low to the ground. Sometimes that's the best way to travel. Everything doesn't have to be transformed with all the power and all the magnanimity of Scorpio energy. That, it's sometimes, the best fight or the best plan is done slow and easy. So in the month of April, Scorpio, remember that the Knight of Coins is telling you that you have what you need, and that you need to be mindful of, in my head, I hear, it may not be appropriate, but it's slow and steady. I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it at that. The pointed fingers are singing in my head about slowness. Okay, so yeah. So in the month of April, Scorpio, understand that you have what you need and that you needn't rush to make things happen. In fact, sometimes the power is in, not making it. Not that you're not doing anything. He's moving. He's just moving real slow. He's just taking his time, and he knows, even in his own energy, that he has what he needs. And people can mock and laugh at the stillness, but I think there's a lot of strength in this energy, earth energy. So maybe there'll be somebody for you to, see or learn, who will model this energy for you in the month of April. I want to kind of speed it up a little bit because I'm watching our time. So Lady Virgo,
we
Scorpio.
have masculine with it. Can you believe it?
Ooh.
So I was drawn to open the book on this one. And the reason and I'm glad I did, because this is the energy that is coming forth for Scorpio. And it is asking you to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. And you have more power than you think. It's time to formally learn more. So this is wanting a forward action of enrolling in possibly a course or a new skill. Yeah. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself and take steps to improve your health and vitality. So we got the masculine energy again with the Scorpio energy about leadership role and forward action.
Yeah, because, that makes a lot of sense to me. Scorpio is nothing if not, and they probably, I don't know if we have any Scorpions in the audience right now, but nothing if not, intense, but intensity in a really powerful and in a beautifully deep way. Don't mess with the Scorpions. Okay, so welcome to Sue's Light World.
Wow,
And
Sue, hi,
she
Sue.
says, "Hi, Dina and Althea. This is so good. We're glad you're liking it. We're so happy you're here." Hata says, "I'm patiently waiting to hear the message for Leo." Well, not yet, because Sagittarius is up. And Miss Trucker, welcome. Fire sign's not done yet? Nope. She's pulling them from a bowl, so they're being done as they come up. So we have. Is this our first fire sign?
Yes, I did.
We haven't done.
Did we do Aries yet? No.
If we did Aries, I would be speaking.
No, I put it aside and we didn't. So the first fire sign, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, the archer, the wise ones. The ones who have the long view, the ones who can't be tied down, have the spirit of adventure, have
Again,
the joy.
These can resonate for your sun, moon, rising, or if you have a stellium of planets in Sagittarius as well.
Is it my turn to go first or your turn?
Yours. I'm just going.
Sagittarius. What do we have for the Sagittarians? Sun, moon, rising, and Venus, or a stellium? Sagittarius. I switched up my decks from the first one. I'm using the Tarot Grand Lux, if anyone wants to know. It's by my favorite, Ciro Marchetti. Okay. Message for Sagittarius, Spirit, for April. Wow. What's going on, Sag? The energy of the Five of Cups is in the energy of the month of April. And this energy is all about, well, grief, really. Just there's no other way to really say it. It's about being too long at the fair, staying too long at the fair. It's whatever things that maybe you have been releasing and letting go of, Sag. It's about, you know, understanding that it's a process. It's about understanding that, I like to say, this too shall pass. And that really, and, you know, if you come from a spiritual perspective, the loss that we may feel, while legitimate to feel that sense of pain, is transitory. In the sense of, you know, what trumps that. That is the connection that you always have with your inner divine. So in the month of April, Sagittarius, there may be some period of feeling some sadness, of having to let go, of understanding that what was lost, you know, it's time to, you know, pick yourself up and get back in the race, so to speak. And that, you know, we all come through this moment where we are experiencing a need to let go of the things that maybe we have held on a little bit too long, sadness or a sense of loss of a relationship or a person in our life, or maybe a job, or maybe an opportunity, or maybe money, whatever it is in the emotional aspects. You know, in the month of April, you are in the process of letting go, in the process of changing. And that will necessitate, you know, maybe some tears, maybe some, you know, journaling or some, you know, in order to facilitate that process. But this is an energy of clearing you out so that you can receive. See, I like to see, you know, what is it, the expression, you know, there's a rainbow around the corner, but, you know, you have to go through this to get to that next space. So if you've been going through something, Sagittarius, you'll still be letting go. You'll still be in that process of releasing in the month of April. And, you know, it's okay, you know, because like I said, we all do it. We all experience it. And it's just a part of what is. It's clearing you out, you know, to level you up. So there may be these moments of sadness and darkness, but fear not. You know, the light, as you can see, is right here. You're not left alone. You're not left without. And you're always told to remember what you do have as opposed to what you have lost. So that's symbolized by the two cups that are in the light of spirit, that you are not left with nothing. So when you might be tempted to feel down and a little sorry for yourself in the month of April, Sag, do remember that, you know, there is a light at the end of the rainbow, and you haven't lost everything despite appearances, despite what you may be feeling. Let it go and let it flow, because you're being made into something more.
Blown away again, because Sagittarius got the card of protection. And this is, the South Node is in Sagittarius right now. So the collective energy of South Node, meaning things that we need to let go of. It's the past. You could be having fears of even childhood, fears of past lives coming up. But this card going along with hers is to feel the divine protection around you, because I was drawn to the number on this one. 2 and 4 is 6. And to me, that's about harmony. And so just like Althea shared with the message there, it's okay to go through all of these emotions and feelings and to feel vulnerable. Maybe Sagittarius has felt a need of their own protection to not be vulnerable, perhaps. Or this could be, like I shared, you have the South Node in your sign. So there's a lot of us letting go of fear, emotional wounds, whatever they are. But the main message here for me is, like, you see this bird carrying and cradling this person, this being in a nest, to remember your divine protection as you go through these shifts and changes, Sagittarius. So that's what I get from that.
Wow. Yeah, it's like, you know, you're never left without. You're always divinely guided and protected. You just have to look up from your suffering, whatever that might be, and see the light of spirit. Always shining, always shining. You're always, you know, taken care of. Sometimes I think we just don't realize it. And so, you know, we are the ones that turn a blind eye to what's available to us. Welcome, life coach Dwaynia. Hope I said your name right. Sag in the house. Okay. I hope that message helps you. Leo. I know we got a couple people here waiting for Leo. So now fire's coming up. Okay. Any Aries here besides me? Leo. I love the Leo people. Wow, wow, wow. I never can be, you know, if I ever get anything but like a certain kind of energy for Leo, I would be surprised, because when I do pull cards for Leos, they're always, you know. Charlie, hello, Sag here. Hi, Charlie, welcome. We're happy you're here. Okay, so for everybody else, I did put a link in the chat. That's a link to Lady Virgo's video. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to her channel. And I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button for her. I know she would appreciate the support. She's a great reader and a wonderful human being. So yeah, we gotta help each other out here. You know, I've seen too many people who are so concerned about, you know, trying to you know, blow anybody else's horn. You know, because they might lose something in the process. You know, 5D is not about that. 5D is, you know, we are the world. You know, 5D is we are one. It's about unity consciousness, and it's not about me, 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 me. I mean, like Lady Virgo said in the beginning, we gotta, you know, we wouldn't be here without the ego, but the ego cannot be led to run amok. That's just not gonna work. I think you're up first now, Lady Virgo.
You keep leading. I kind of like it that way. You keep leading. What?
Yeah, what? I was thinking how we were doing it, so I got to sit back a minute. Okay, Leo. Leo the lion. Leo the majestic. Leo the royal. Leo the king/queen. Leo magic is in the air. Leo is with us in the house. All right? You can see that I like Leos, even though I'm not a Leo. And I have no Leo in me.
My Venus is in Leo.
Ooh. So you know how to love large.
Playfully.
Okay, let's see. Leo, a little magic, please. A little energy for the Leo for the month of April. What's the card? What's the message, Spirit? Wow, Leo. For the month, Major Arcana, the Hanging Man. This is all about taking a little time out. You know, fire, we got a tendency to want to flame on and, you know, rush ahead and do things. But it looks like in the month of April, with whatever is going on, Leo, you're going to need to kind of like that card for Scorpio, with just slow and steady wins the race. Although here you're not moving at all. You are hanging out with the universe with the intent of getting a bigger view of whatever has been going on, or even how you're learning about the world, Leo, even about how you're seeing what's going on around you. Don't be led by appearances. When you're in the hanging man energy, although people can tend to think of this as martyr energy, it's Piscean energy, you are getting a wider view of things. You're breaking out a limited vision. Remember, we led out with the Aquarian impulse in this reading today. And so the hanging man is about time out to spend with the universe. You may not want to slow down, Leo, but the universe is insisting, because this is major energy, major arcana energy. So it's a big imperative from your spirit divine to tell you to just take it easy. Hold on. You can keep going in a minute. Hold on, hang out, look and see what you didn't see, what you haven't been seeing, about identifying what's going on around you. You know, you don't need to rush to lead the race, Leo. We know you are the kings. We know, you know, and you have the authority and power, but even a king can be taught something. So hang out with the universe in the month of April and see how your vision expands, how you're being encouraged to take on greater knowledge and awareness and wisdom. And don't see it as a shortcoming or something trying to hold you back. See it as the universe telling you, wait a minute, I got this. Okay. So in the month of April, for the Leos, I say rest with the universe. Learn what you can learn. You don't know everything, King. The universe has still tricks to teach you. And in the month of April, it's conducive to that for you. Okay, Lady Virgo.
So I was drawn again, and I'm glad I did, because you just said the word wisdom, going right along with what the message is that you shared for Leo, which is the wisdom. And it's more than just our physical knowledge. It's trusting that intuition, right? Mm-hmm. It's about tapping into our ancient selves, you know, of even past cellular memory of wisdom through the experiences of past lives, through the experiences of this current lifetime even, and tapping into that wisdom, because that truly is, I feel almost like for the Leo energy, it's like tapping into that cosmic knowledge within yourself, because with it, you know, Leo is ruled by the sun, and really allowing this time in the now, in the month of April, to take a little time for yourself to tap into that.
And what's so interesting is you can't, you know, take a little time. You're going to have to take a little time, according to the card that I have here, to gain more wisdom, to see a bigger picture. Well, yeah. So isn't that interesting? I love the synchrony.
Yeah, the Leo is just, it's ruled by the sun. It's always wanting to shine. It's vitality for everybody, but it's so important, like that Hangman card coming up, like to just tap into your own wisdom and really listening to that. That's perfect. When you said wisdom and you're sharing your reading, I'm just like, you just cannot make this stuff up. I love it.
Love it. Leo's live. I mean, all the signs, you know, I see the beauty in all of them, you know, so it's just that, you know, I have certain interactions when I do cards, you know, and I never expect less really from a Leo. The Leo is told to slow your roll in the month of April. Taurus. Okay, back to the earth energy. Taurus. What do we have for the Taurians, for the bulls? Okay, my friend Cherry is a Taurus. And Hata says, let me see, put up a few messages. We have a life coach, Dwaynia, said, yes, you did. Yes, it did. All right. I have a Leo midheaven. That Leo reading hit me like a wet towel. I do need to rest. I stay in action mode too much. Yes. Oh, what a beautiful picture. Okay. And she said, yes, you do. Okay. So she knows she got your game. All right. So let me how to get this off of here. Okay. So we're going where? Taurus. Taurus.
I have a moon in Taurus.
Well, I got three. I got a stellium in Taurus. So, I may be a fire sign, but I got, that heavy duty Taurus is like, slow your, it really got me.
And Taurus is fixed Earth, and the planet of Uranus will continue to be there, shaking things up.
That's right. Uranus is in Taurus for the next few years.
Yes, and it's square to Saturn, so it's a good time to surrender.
How's that going to be? Because, Uranus is, that tower card, sudden unpredictable change, wanting to rock and roll, wanting to mix things up, wanting to make it happen. And Taurus is like, stay right there. Don't you do that.
I've had to surrender. That's what my latest is like. I got to surrender. I can't be so fixed because of my moon, Again, these will resonate for sun, moon, rising, Venus, or stellium.
Okay. Well, let's see. What's the message for Taurus? And, like I say, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. So, like I try to read as many of the signs for myself that, where I know what I have in my chart. And even if it's a sign that I wouldn't think of, like Uranus, mine is in Cancer. So I still listen to Cancer for myself to see how I can apply it. Okay. Taurus. Okay. Hang in there, Miss Trucker. Did we get to your which fire sign are you? So she came in and Taurus.
She only fire sign left is Aries. So
no, I know, but I didn't know if we'd done her or I just happened to look up at the chat that you cannot see. Okay. Taurus, message please, Spirit, for the bulls. What do we have? What do they need to know? What can they use? Well, be as a child, Taurus, because you need to learn something new. And you have the chance to do that in the month of April. This is the Page of Swords, and she is all about being ready to be take in new information. She's all about, it's like a willingness, like to say with page cards, to know what you don't know. I call it beginner's mind. It's all about the energy of being humble enough to know that you don't know and that you need new information. You have the opportunity to gain some information in some area in your life in the month. It's interesting. I'm noticing some of the energies, the messages are about getting new information, taking in new information, slowing down so you can see and gain new information, speaking the information from the highest levels. So it's all about communicating, from a place of humility and learning, understanding that, as I said to Leo, you can be taught, Taurus, and that you'll be put in that position or you'll be in the readiness of your own volition in the month of April to hear a message, speak a message, level up by placing yourself in a position to receive and to be the neophyte, to be the student. So the energy of learning is upon you in the month of April, Taurus. May it be, may you be open to it. May you be willing. I love this card because the pages are, I think, all female in this deck. I haven't used it in a while. And it's that spirit of youthfulness, that spirit of, speaking truth, seeing truth, getting new insights. But you have to be, open enough to be able to see them when they come, to recognize them. And that's what being in the page energy is about. It's that, humbleness. It's that, okay, I'm teachable. Here we go. So that's the message that I have for Taurus in the month of April.
Okay, and I pulled the card of darkness for the sign of Taurus, and to me that is that you've been doing your shadow work, and that would come hand in hand with going into a newness. You, Taurus, have had Uranus, and they've also had Black Moon Lilith in their sign. So Black Moon Lilith is the deep, hidden things, sometimes even fears. Really deep diving, and that's what the darkness card is representing here for Taurus. Your ruling planet of Venus right now, currently, as we're coming to you presently today, this is not an energy that's going to go away. Your ruling planet of Venus is with Chiron, the wounded healer, and the sun right now that is illuminating on this full moon in Libra. So I feel many of you guys have been reevaluating what you value, going into the dark depths, doing your shadow work, really allowing yourself to release these things that have maybe held you back from that newness of that card Althea shared. And so the darkness card is bringing forth that. And you see here, there's this illuminated path, right? So if you've been in the dark night of the soul, if you've been in a deep, deep darkness of fear or whatever it is that has came up for you, changing a value within you. I feel like it's already kind of been happening with Uranus being in your sign right now. Like there's been so many changes, and that the Taurus people, the energy of Taurus has had to learn how to adapt and shift and change. And I feel this so powerful with your page card there, that that path is illuminated. And so that you may be getting, you know, Uranus is also cosmic downloads, cosmic information, divine messages for the shifts and changes going forward to initiate something, Taurus.
Gosh, I love those cards. That's going to be on my list. Wow, blessings. And the blue is highlighted in most of your cards, and the blue is highlighted in this one as well.
Very
and in
beautiful.
many of these cards. Wow. Okay, so Miss Trucker says, Aries, hey, way to go, Ram. We're getting there. Lillian asked about Ophiuchus. We are going to do, I don't think she made one for Ophiuchus, but we're going to do one for you, Ophiuchus.
Yep.
And Hata says, I'm a Leo sun, Cancer rising, and Cancer moon.
Here
Cancer
you go,
moon
Cancer.
here, Hata. Me too. So I'm all over the place with this fire, water, air, and earth that I have in my chart, greatly represented. Cancer.
Cancer's next.
There we go. Cancer.
I have
Here we go.
Saturn.
Huh?
Saturn is in Cancer. It's rough for me. That's in my chart, my birth chart.
Okay, Saturn in Cancer. I have Uranus in Cancer, but I have a moon in Cancer. So you know I lead with my feelings.
Go, baby.
Okay, so Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. What do we have for Cancer, Spirit, for the month of April? Give us a message, something they can use, they can ponder, they can meditate. It's just one card from each of us, but it's just something you can journal on. It's something you can go into meditation and ask, how might I best utilize this message? How might I best make use of this energy? And the Spirit will remind you if you're being told to, take a different step than normally that you take. You'll be reminded, because you brought in your spirit divine to help you in the month of April to remember what you need to remember. So it's all good, as the kids say. It's all good. Even that card for that 5 of Cups energy for a Sag. Let it go. Let it flow. Cancer. Cancer. Love Cancer. Cancer. Woo! I'm getting hot. All right. What do we have for Cancer?
Here we go again.
Wow. Is this a Cancer card? I'm not sure. We have major arcana energy for you, Cancer, the energy of the Chariot. This is about driving forward in the month of April to victory. But let me remind you, Cancer, that even as Remember that ball? They used to have this ball that kids had when we were kids. It was like a fortune-telling ball. You would shake it up and the answer would float to the top. We really thought we were special. Maybe I'm too old, but I'm remembering that. But anyway, I forget the name of it. Somebody may remember it and put it in the chat. Queen Bee, hi, welcome. Chiron in Cancer, she says. Okay, so I think the Chariot is a Cancer card, but I could be wrong on that. I don't remember those. This is all about success. This is all about success if you do your part, if you do what you're supposed to do. And in the month of April, Cancer, it's about reining those emotions in. You know, he's driving two very different horses, but he's driving towards victory. But does he get to victory? That's if he can stay in control. And, you know, being the emotional nature of a Cancer, you know, can't be easy to keep those emotions in check, like I always like to say, but that's what you're being tasked to do. You're told that you will get what you want, but you can't, you know, don't let your emotions, you know, take you out of yourself. Don't let your emotions run havoc over you. You be the master of your, you know, of your own energy. You be the master that pulls those together and keeps them in balance, because that's the only way you get to the finish line, the only way you get to, thank you, B, Magic 8 Ball. Thank you. I know you're young. How do you know that? Okay, so the Chariot energy in April for Cancers is all about victory, but you're only told a certain victory if you do your part, Cancer, which is watch your emotions. Don't let things on the outer take you out of yourself. Know that you use that emotional energy in a powerful, positive way to create what you want in your life. And that is all to the good. But this card says you can do that and will do that. But the caveat is that you must remember you got the reins, okay? Don't let your emotions run away with you. You keep them under control, and victory will be yours for whatever it is you are divining, for whatever it is you are calling in, for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. You get a push ahead, Cancer, with the energy of the Chariot in the month of April.
Keep your focus on that. Keep your focus on that. Keep your focus on where you're wanting to go forward at. Keep clear of the naysayers. Stay clear of gossip. Stay clear of anything that's lowering your vibration, because that energy with the Chariot plus the focus card. Who else got this? Who else?
I know, I remember.
Keep your focus on where you're at in the present moment and where you want to go. Don't be consumed by your feelings and emotions. I can't tell if these are clouds here or water, where she's piercing the veil of, you know, the butterfly on the third eye again. Whichever sign, I don't know. I have to go back and listen, but somebody else got this too. So keep your focus on what you want to manifest, what direction you want to charge forward with that Chariot card that Althea just shared. So,
and I would also say to remind you of that butterfly on the third eye as well again, that, you know, like I always say, keep your thoughts high, you know, to the degree that you don't let your emotions, you know, you keep your mind in balance with your emotions. I think that's kind of what these two horses are, that you keep those in the, you know, you keep a rein of it so that your mind doesn't run you crazy with, you know, fears or ideas, because like I say, the outer world right now, if you all are paying attention to that, none of this may even matter, none of these messages. But if you are limiting that, you know, privileging of what's going on outside, this will help you keep yourself in check. You know, these reminders. I think that's just my thought on it.
For sure.
So, yeah, so Cancer, you got it, you got this. And yeah, Magic 8 Ball B says, and she says they still sell them in toy stores. Plus, there are Magic 8 apps now. Oh man, you know, I can't keep up with it. The cell phone business was meant for you guys' generation. Hata says, Cancer message received. Unfortunately, I learned to manage my emotions. via dating a narcissist. Oh my goodness. I've heard a lot about those beings. Lord, when I got rid of him, I had to manage my emotions, and the lessons I learned are priceless.
Me too, sister.
That's the that's the key.
Yes.
That's the blessing. Yeah,
Yep.
Nobody wants to go through that mess.
Yep.
But now, you have risen and you are a queen and you are beautiful. So,
very beautiful.
Whatever it is, it took you, you leveled up. And I want to also put up this message that life coach, I hope I'm saying your name right, Dwynia, says, so glad your channel found us. You are truly appreciated, both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And I don't want to miss anybody's messages. Okay. All righty. So what's on the table now?
We are on to Pisces.
I have so many Pisceans in my life. I'm surrounded by Pisces people. Wow. Wow. And I love Pisces because they're the last sign and Aries is the first. So it's like we can look over and go, hi, neighbor. You're on the wheel. That's just my little thing about it.
I don't know about y'all, but Pisces season took me deep this year. Like I was deep diving and it was deep. It's refreshing to now be in Aries season. So
yeah, Pisces was intense. I will say that. Is Lotus, are you still here? If Lotus is here, I don't know your sign. I can't remember what your sign is. Have we done you yet? If Lotus is here. Hata says, I have had my Phoenix moment. With that being known as a narcissist, they have their role just as we do. Yes, they do. They have lessons to learn. The world does not revolve around you, despite what you may think.
That's right.
And it's a hard lesson to learn, I think. Haven't had to learn that one yet, thankfully. Not this life. Okay, where are we? Pisces.
Pisces.
I get easily distracted sometimes. So
that's okay.
Pisces. Message for my Pisceans. Message for my Pisceans.
I want to bring this up for Pisces too, because we have Neptune and Mercury both in the sign of Pisces right now. So that's really can be, our dream state can be heightened up. Our intuition can be coming online. I mean, it's about communication and it's about the higher realms. And so just keep that in mind with this Pisces energy, guys.
Pisces. Pisces. Wow, Pisces. Well, don't drown the fire, because the Ace of Wands is the blessing, in my opinion, in the month of April, of inspiration, kissing you in the month of April. What will you do with this energy, Pisces? How can you best use your spiritual depth and knowledge to apply to the kiss of divine inspiration, which is what I call this energy? Not only is this about creativity, how you make things manifest in the world, but it's about also being kissed by the divine, but with the breath of fire, as opposed to the breath of depth of that feeling that you had. So while you may be down in the depths with that Piscean natural move and impulse, you are being told that in the month of April, the divine is speaking to you in a different way. It's speaking to you in a way of telling you, a quickening, telling you to be fruitful and multiply. No, I'm just kidding. It's telling you to create. It's telling you to create and express yourself, Pisces. It's telling you to allow the divine magic of inspiration to be a channel for that energy, to be a vehicle for that energy. And that because this is an ace, it's all about, what you will do. Like I just said to Cancer, how will you use it? The divine is saying, here you go. But it's up to you to actually take the energy and make it happen. You can't just sit there looking, ooh, pretty fire. You've got to actually allow that fire to move and burn in you so that you can express into the world something magnificent. And it's all in the month. For me, this is like a kiss from the divine, being blessed by the gift of spirit, by the gift of inspiration, by the magic of creativity that can make you make what you want to have in your world, providing you use the firepower instead of the necessarily the energy that you may be usually used to using, the feeling power, which has got its own, power and its own magic. Okay, go ahead, Lady Virgo.
Okay, and with that transmutation of fire comes change, Pisces. You are the 12th sign of the zodiac, and it's all about that change. It's all about the lessons of your life and really allowing the transformation of the fire to shift you into Aries season, right? Because we go from Pisces. Well, where's Ophiuchus? I can never pronounce the 13th sign. Isn't that
Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus.
Yes, Ophiuchus. But Pisces is known for change because it is the metaphor. It's like the symbolic metaphor of death, rebirth into Pisces, into Aries season. So goes perfect with your fire. Was that the wands? Is that the wands?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, the spark of fire for creating something, and being that change agent in the world, using that energy, because fire changes everything, right?
Sure
Nothing is left untouched. It transmutes, as you said, that word you used earlier. That's what the change is all about. Transmuting you from, from something to something more. I like to say, not changing you, never for the worse, always for the better. Always.
Open for the growth. That's what it's about. Yep.
I'm for that. Woo,
yes.
I wonder what we Arians will get.
I
love that. That's fire energy. So I
hope it resonates. We got Gemini, so Aries is going to be last.
No, Ophiuchus will be. We have Ophiuchus.
Oh, that's right.
And okay, so we just have the two. Okay, good. All right. So let's see. We have some messages. Life coach says, you ladies are refreshing, so down to earth. Sue's Light World says, yes, such wonderful synergy, so relaxing and posy. I like that, posy.
Thanks.
And wisdom flowing. And Life Coach says, my moon is in Pisces. Pisceans, like I said, I'm surrounded by Pisces in my life, and beautiful beings, so deeply mystical beings. And if I can imagine how psychic you are, Life Coach. I can just imagine. Okay. So who we got?
We are on Gemini, sister.
Gemini. So my rising sign is Gemini. So, I always like to say, when I was talking to my friend the other day, he said, you got to slow down that Aries, whatever, wanting to know this and see that. I said, oh, no, honey, that's my Gemini. That's my ascendant. We got to know.
Yep.
We need to know. We want to know. And we're going to know. How about that?
Gemini has the North Node, so that's again a collective energy of where we want to go with the Gemini, with Mars conjunct it right now. So forward action through communicating with others. We're coming on today, like the perfect time. Taking action to get into community and start planting seeds for new tribes and sharing information with each other, lifting each other up. And in the glory of who we are as sovereign beings, instead of knocking each other off at the knees, of, you can feel that split, right? Gemini's is the twins, but you can almost kind of feel that split in the consciousness of humanity right now.
Yes. Yeah. And for those that are paying more than the usual attention, to quote my friend Cherry, those that are paying more than the usual attention to the split on this side, what's going on in the world and how it's got us, jumping neck high and trying to dance to the beat of unnatural rhythm, are the ones that may be, sidetracked, side split, because their focus is on, fear. Because when you're paying attention to this world, that's primarily what you're doing, since it's been co-opted by beings that want you to live in fear. That's all say. I don't want to go off into that. You know, I will ramble. Okay. So Gemini moon, be the infinity says. And Sue's Light World says, I am Gem rising and Venus.
Woo!
Go, sis. All right. And I did put down, I'll put it again, the link here for my girl's website. I think that's her latest video, her channel rather. So please, if you are one of my subscribers or you're just passing by and you don't, you know, you're not subscribed to either of us, subscribe. And if you're mine subscriber and you haven't, you know, you don't know, or you're just meeting Lady Virgo, please go and give her some love because she's a beautiful being and she deserves your support. And like right away, if we don't help each other, who will? That's what I say. All right. So Gemini, stop talking.
So Gemini.
Oh, yeah, that's the Gemini in me. Okay. All right. Gemini. What do we have for the Gemini, Spirit? What do we have for April for the Gemini? Really? Okay. Gemini. Watch your thoughts in the month of April. This is, we all know, the anxiety, stress, worry card, the 9 of Swords. It's all about letting your mind take over when, you know, and being on that side that we talked about, the split where you're involved. You know, this energy comes from paying attention to what too much what's going on in the world, because they want you to be stressed out. They want you to have nightmares. They want you to be in your fears and your worries. And I'm going to tell you that this kind of energy takes a toll on you, not only in your mind, but in your body as well. And you can't hear your spirit when you are entertaining the energy of the 9 of Swords. So you're being put on notice in the month of April. I always want to say something else. You're being put on notice, Gemini, that you are not to let your mind get out of control, because to the degree that, you know, and that's a natural tendency to be in your head. So to the degree that you do that, there may be some just falling over to the dark side. And by that, I mean falling into a pit of, you know, anxiety and thoughts, because before you knew it, your mind was out of control. So you're being told to be mindful of what things are going through that ticker, that beautiful, brilliant mind of yours, Gemini, and to not entertain, even in the least, the what if category of possibility in thinking that can take you down the rabbit hole of darkness. Well, what if? Well, what if I don't do this? Well, what if he doesn't do that? Well, what if they do this? Well, what if we do that? That's never good. So you're being put on notice. This energy and this tendency may be with you in the month of April. And Gemini, it's going to be up to you. Like I said to whoever got that chariot, I think it was Cancer, you've got to keep your mind under control so your thoughts don't run away with you. There may be a greater tendency for that to happen. So having that information means to put you in an awareness of, you know, being more mindful about what you're thinking in the month of April, because you might just find all of a sudden you just spun out and you don't know how that happened. So that's the message I have for the Geminians at this time.
Totally makes sense, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, like I am a Virgo, and we like information and we like communication, but it's important to keep in check, Gemini, just like she said, you know, which information you're taking into. Are you listening to the narrative of fear or low vibration, or and allowing that to stew and keep you awake at night, you know? That information overload can put you into anxiety, just like she shared. We got the card of acceptance.
Ooh.
This card is reaching for the divine, you know, however you speak to spirit, however you speak to universe, calling upon that divine white light to fill you up, because I tell you what, it's worked for me, for calling in that love, for calling in that presence, so that I'm not going off down the rabbit hole. My ego, that mind of the Mercury, can get us Virgos and Geminis into trouble with that. So because we do like information, right?
You like information. You like to process in the mind.
Yes. And so it is it's highly indicated here to kind of keep that in check for the month of April, like she said, and accepting some divine guidance, kind of meditation. I would say meditate if you're having trouble with an overthinking mind keeping you awake, and accepting that divine guidance, that divine information. Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Wow. I think, good wisdom, good counsel. Let those who have ears hear. Okay. Because everything, you can always make, I like to say, lemonade from lemons. So even if that seems like a lemon, you're going to put it to work for you in service to you. Who's next? Oh, the rare. That means Ophiuchus, you will be the last one. Okay. We're making our way through. Making your way in the world today. Use everything you've got. Remember that?
Yeah.
Taking away of all your worries sure would help a lot. Which theme song is that? Would you like to step away?
I know that.
Here. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name.
Who is it?
You know me, I will break into song.
I love that you do.
Okay, so
Aries.
who is this? This is Aries.
What's going on in y'all's sign?
Aries, the Ram, number one. Our motto is I am.
I am.
Right? the motto is I am. I am. Right, Miss Trucker? I am. Me. Mine. Okay.
Into the
about it is Aries are the babies of the zodiac, even with all that, bullish energy, and Pisceans are the old men, so to speak. They have all the collective wisdom of all the signs. So, while Aries over there, being bullish and loud, Pisces just sitting back going, okay, anytime you get ready. Okay. Okay. Miss Trucker says, that's right, I am. See, we know Aries are good. We cool peeps. We are very cool. All right, let's see what we got for Aries. Woo. If you didn't get to hear the collective message at the end, you might want to go back and hear the message we pulled, just the general message for the collective, brief, and see how that might apply to your one card reading as well. Aries. Okay, what do we have for Arians? What's going to be like April? Spirit? Sometimes I can't see these cards. The Four of Wands. So it's all about a feeling of celebration, a sense of happiness. Ooh, I'm liking that. We're going to make lemonade for real, because this is all about conviviality. It's all about joy. It's all about finding the happiness and connection with others in communion. It could be communion with a partner, but it could just be a sense of camaraderie with others and a spirit of celebration. You're going to find the joy in the moment. Whatever is going on around you, Aries, you're reminded, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. You're going to be in the present moment. You're going to be in the energy of inspiration that comes from seeing the glass half full instead of half empty, and seeing the joy and looking for the lightness and looking for the, what's up here, that earlier energy of the sun energy that came up in the first reading for Aquarius. You're going to find, that celebration and spirit of joy and happiness when you stay in the present, when you let spirit inform you to make, again, like I say, lemonade out of lemons, because the spirit of inspiration is with you in this energy and helps you bless your home space, helps you find, happiness in every place that you turn. So the Four of Wands energy is saying you'll find your roots, you'll find your grounding in that sense of remembering the things that matter. Home space, home place brings joy. Connection brings joy. These are the things that matter. This is the spirit that spirit is guiding for you in the month of April, and that you can take this energy and spin it into something, make magic, with this energy, because it's creative energy, it's spirit energy, it's power. So I would say that look for the blessings that brings you to the success in the month of April. That is your joy to be found in, like I say, seeing what's good in a situation, not talking about what's not working, not talking about what's not, what's wrong with something. It's about what's right. What's right? What's right brings success. What's right is a right use of divine energy, because it can be used one way or the other. So this is all about using it to the good, to bring joy and happiness and fulfillment and stability in your self and in your space.
Beautiful. So Aries, to go along with that, requires action, which you are all about. It is your divine will, and your ruling planet of Mars is with the North Node in Gemini right now. So just like Althea inviting me on today, taking an action to collaborate with others. It's going to require you, Aries, to take some sort of action. And that's where the will card comes in to go hand in hand with that. Because what was that one? Four of what?
Four of Wands.
Four of Wands. So that is fire. That is action. That is Aries. That is the initiating energy. You guys are cardinal signs, right? So whatever that passion is, whatever that celebration is that you want to set intentions for, it requires you to take the action of your will, which I do believe Aries don't have a problem with that, right? Right? It's ruled by Mars. So I just think and this is where it's really significant right now, because that action may be in small community, because you guys have that planet of Mars in Gemini, and that is a collective energy, that North Node, right? It may be through communication. I don't know if all Aries communicate openly or not, but maybe that is some sort of forward action that you may want to think about.
Well, I think when you Aries doesn't have any problem generally saying what they need to say. There is that, that drive to be heard. So, and that's to me, that energy, that will energy is Leo smiling on us, because Leo, is the will energy. I do believe that, or that, or else I'm inventing it. So I like that.
Yes, because it's ruled by the sun. That's our vitality. That's our, the life force energy.
And she's surrounded by the planets.
Isn't that beautiful?
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
You gotta, yeah, I love that. So Aries, make magic, because this is fire energy and that's fire energy. And it's all about using, like I said, right use of power, right use of creative energy. You can make something wonderful or you can make a mess, but it's always our choice. Ophiuchus. All right. Thank you for being patient, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We are so happy that you're here. And let me go back and look at some of these. Miss Trucker says, I am. That's right. And she says, manifestations coming true.
All right.
Get on board. Miss Trucker said, yes, Spirit is helping me, and the angels have been sending me clear messages. You're listening. That's why you're getting them. That's why you're moving forward, Miss Trucker. My comment at 44. I'm not sure what that, 44 minutes, 44, or is that your age? I don't know. Divine timing. Love this. 4 and 4, that's, it's funny she should say that, because 44, there's always the synchronies I get on the clock. Always. When I look up, it's always 44 after the hour, whenever. So I like that. She said it, whatever it means for her, that's what it meant for me. Divine timing, love this. Sue's Light World says 44. Ooh, okay, her too. Yes. All right. So we have one more for the beautiful star constellation, Ophiuchus, and I usually get the most wonderful messages from Ophiuchus. Wow. Anyway, so I'm going to ask Spirit to give me a message for The star constellation, Ophiuchus. People want to shut you out, don't they? They can't shut you out.
Isn't Ophiuchus between Scorpio and Sagittarius?
Yeah, and the dates. I think it's something like November 23rd to December.
You know, it's funny that it's been, Ophiuchus is actually ancient. It's always been there. I've been researching on that a lot lately, and it's hidden, but I don't think it's an accident that it's hidden. It's an actual constellation.
Yeah.
And I almost, oh, it's almost like it's ether. It's like cosmic information, but it keeps itself hidden, right? I don't know. I think it's amazing.
Ooh, all right. I know somebody told me once it's plasma, because I couldn't figure out where to put it, because it's not an element like that, you know, and it doesn't fall, and it's not a neat little, you know, into the 12 signs that can be divided evenly by 4, you know. And so people don't like to include it, and I think they really only use it in sidereal astrology and not in tropical or Western astrology.
There's a couple of people
I have any knowledge
learning about it. And I just feel, because it's 13, it's like that's a feminine goddess number. And it's almost, to me, it's almost like the feminine, what is it? The Christ conscious of the feminine. Is it Sophia?
Yes. Divine wisdom.
I don't know. I feel like it's,
wow. Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Alignment. I'm trying to stay focused. Okay. Ophiuchus. I told you I'm easily distracted.
Me too. That's okay.
Message for Ophiuchus, please, for April. I haven't been able to do the regular readings. I usually do them for all 13 signs, but you know, the energy is so taxing right now. So I thought this might be a good compromise. Ophiuchus. Okay. Whoa, we got this one earlier. Somebody got it. The King of Swords, Ophiuchus. This is about high truth and knowledge. This is about embodying that in your walk in the month of April. Let nobody tell you. Nobody will be able to tell you when you're walking in the King of Swords energy. He is the authority. He is the law. He's the one that says, you know, you go here, you do this. He is a truth teller. He is a knowledge keeper. He has the ability to see through the BS straight through to the truth and to speak it. So in the month of April, Ophiuchus, there will be an imperative for you to be embodying this energy of the King of Swords, that you walk in truth. You are to speak truth. You know, of course, use your own knowledge and wisdom. He's got the owl with him to decide when it's appropriate to do that. Just because, you know, what is it? There's all things may be lawful, but not all things are advantageous. So use that high intellect and high knowledge and high awareness to decide when you should speak. But I know that when you will speak, it will be the highest truth that you can embody, the highest knowledge that you can put forth, that you can communicate what needs to be said without sentimentality, emotional, without worrying about anybody else, because you are the it of it when you're in the King of Swords energy. Like I said, look at this beautiful being. I mean, he is both angelic and wise and a warrior all in the same time. And he speaks nothing but the truth. Nothing. So not that I doubt that you would do that normally anyway, Ophiuchus. You are being told in the month of April to be judicious and wise, to walk in wisdom, to speak the truth, and to tap into the highest insights for whatever situations cross your path on which you're being asked to weigh in. So that's the message that I have for Ophiuchus. And Lady Virgo, you want to round it out for us?
Yes, I do. And I was drawn to read the first paragraph of the book too. Boundaries, Ophiuchus. Judging what you need and what you do not need allows you to place healthy boundaries in your world. You teach people how to treat you. Judge what is healthy and right for you with clarity and care. Simplify.
So you'll be drawing boundaries, and that might involve truth-telling in the month of April, Ophiuchus. Like I said, you'll be seeing clearly. Now your job is to speak clearly. And if it comes to keeping appropriate boundaries, I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. Because like I say, you're coming from high, high, high energy in the month of April. And so you will be, you know, telling it like it is if need be. And that in itself will draw boundaries. You know, people just, you know, like, what is that you just said? You teach people how to treat you. And if you allow the nonsense to, you know, to go on, then they run over those boundaries. They forget. Some of us learn lessons the hard way, as beautiful Hafta mentioned earlier. So yeah. So use this, come from this well of wisdom. And you know, like I said, this card means no nonsense, no BS allowed in the month of April for Ophiuchus.
This has been one of the biggest lessons for me to learn in this lifetime, was having healthy boundaries. And that's just, it's powerful.
I think for many of us, to be truthful, because like I said in the beginning, we learn to give our power away. We learn other people tell us that we don't know what we think we know. They tell us to deny ourselves, our truths, our understanding of who we are. And so because they may be a trusted, you know, authority, a parent, a teacher, something like that, you know, we learn to distrust, and then that way they run over our boundaries. I think that happens to many of us, especially the ones coming in now who are, you know, so tuned to the spirit, because they're bringing those. I don't know what the generation is anymore. I don't know. You know, I knew about Generation X and the millennials. I don't know who comes after that. The rainbow people. I don't know who they are, but whoever they are, whoever we are, we have to understand what it is to have strong boundaries. And I think this is a moment, you know, like the Aquarian energy is saying all new. The way we've been doing things, you know, we got some lessons from them. Now let's take them and put them in. Let's level up. Let's move forward in a new way. And let's try other things. So Sue's Light World says its element is ether. So that's what I think too. Now I know the Ophiuchus, so if I go back to doing the element readings, I'll just have to make one for its own category. I would try not to do that, but yeah, I love Ophiuchus. They always respond so lovely. And Queen Bee says Vedic astrology acknowledges more constellations. Yeah, and you know some astrology too, if I remember right, Queen Bee. So yeah, we need to talk. I don't know if we're on MeWe, so you should visit there more often so we can chat. So yeah, I hope, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. We have covered the 13 signs briefly. Of course, you can't get a full thing, but we've asked Spirit to tap in and let us help, you know, bring a message that would serve you in some way. May you take this message and, you know, go into meditation, into chambers with your inner divine, and find a way to use it in a way that blesses you, in a way that moves you forward, in a way that helps you grow, helps you rise. And that that was our intention. And we thank you very much for being with us today and for staying and hanging in here almost 2 hours. We said we were only going to do an hour, so there you go. So thank you guys. And again, I ask you guys, if you're my subscriber, to go over to the link that's in the chat for Lady Virgo, Divine Divination, and subscribe to her channel. She brings beautiful messages and she's really real. And right nowadays, you know, there's quite a bit of fakery that's going on in front of us. So we need all the authenticity we can get. And she's one. Thank you, George. I'm so happy you're still here. And Sue's Light World says, thank you, beautiful divine women. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much. And George says, thank you. Loved being here with everyone. We loved you being here, George. I'm so grateful. So everybody, that's it. May this energy of full moon Libra bless you. We're just riding in that energy. We both have done readings on that energy. If you haven't seen them, check them out. And until we meet again, keep your thoughts high, your emotions in check, especially you, Cancer, and let your spirit stay connected and free. And until we meet again, goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, sis.
Thanks for having me.
I loved it.